What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another review, and it's this week's Book of Boba Fett episode 6. And this episode at least confirms it for me that this show could have been just part of the Mandalorian world, as in like season 3, and it would have been much better because this episode really shows you that the overall story that this show is part of is a much better story than the story that this show specifically gave us. Because at this point, it's not really a Book of Boba Fett show anymore. It really is a Mandalorian show. It is really turning into a Mandalorian 2.5, if you want to say. Because, again, you only see Boba Fett for like, few seconds. The story reaches far. And again, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen the last episode, you know there are going to be some appearances. There also is a special appearance that I did not guess that would happen, and that happened, and that put a smile on my face. And it was just overall a great episode, such a great follow-up to the previous one. But again, it also felt like that this is a completely different thing what we've been watching so far in the Boba Fett show, which the Boba Fett storyline really was about him. Now it's turning into a much grander issue and a story that really is more focused more towards the storyline that we've seen in Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. This concerns more that. So I love this episode, but again, it just does feel like that it is misplaced. Now, there are sequences in there that I was like giggling. There's especially a standoff sequence, and it was a tension builder. There's a training sequence between a couple of characters. We're going to keep the names on the low just in case you don't want to get spoiled. And that was great. Everything about it reminded of some of the classic stuff from the original Star Wars, or the sequels at this point, if you want to call them. And it reminded me of that, and it brought in that chemistry that we saw in those movies, and had that here. So that was great to see. Special effects again were roaring, because I always talk about that. This show is absolutely spectacular in terms of like its special effects. The design, everything about it is great. It was great. And again, it was a setup really for the next episode, which also I did not like. Last episode, the way it ended, we really thought, okay, now it's gonna be what's going to happen, or the actual war that is coming. We're gonna see the start of it, and we do, but it was really more towards the end, a hint of it, of what's about to happen. But this episode again was telling us a story out there. It was not really like, oh, the Mandalorian and what he's doing. It went completely sideways. So that begs the question, is that did they really need this show? Couldn't they just have like a few episodes in the next season of Mandalorian and have the Boba Fett side story in that, instead of actually showing like 5 episodes or so based on Boba Fett, and then all of a sudden like we're like right into something else, and it's a complete departure in some tone, the setting, the direction, the story, the way everything is happening. It's so different than what was happening in Boba Fett. And it really, at this point, does not feel like that it's actually a Boba Fett show. Boba Fett actually feels like a secondary character in his own show. So for that, it kind of is, you don't understand. You don't get that what's the point of the stories that came before in the first 4 episodes. So The episode itself is amazing. There was a lot of story that was presented and a lot of stuff that they built up again for the final episode. The final episode, I'm guessing it's going to be from the start to the end, non-stop action. You can tell they're building up for that. But again, 2 or 3 episodes of build up and then 2 episodes that are amazing, but they're really not connected in terms of like spiritually what the Mandalorian show is. It's really different than what the Boba Fett show was. So in terms of that, it kind of is a very mixed season. Again, with great episodes, there are some very mixed episodes that do not really gel well with what we're seeing so far. Again, this episode though, I will give it a 10 out of 10, but the season so far, I had higher hopes. It really took the Mandalorian and other characters to come in to make the Boba Fett show an amazing show that we've been waiting for, but we really wanted the Boba show or the Boba Fett show itself to make itself great. And the payoff to happen based on him, not the other characters coming in this way to help the show elevate. So that's kind of my take on this episode. Again, it was a big build-up. There was some great stuff in there, but some stuff that I really cannot say because it was stuff that you should watch. So what are your thoughts on it? If you have already watched the show so far, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. Let me know. And again, if you're not watching it for certain reasons, also let me know in the comments below. And other than that, I want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you like this review, there are a whole lot as on the channel. Please go have a watch. Yeah, take it easy. Take care, and I'll catch you all soon. Until then, ta-ta. Ake out.